Hi, my name is Monica Ramirez. I'm the founder and president of Justice for Migrant Women, an organization that is dedicated to advancing the civil and human rights of migrant women workers. I'm also the daughter and granddaughter of migrant farm workers. I live in rural Ohio. I consider myself a rural Latina. And when I think about the power of the coming together of people across our country, including women in rural America, it gives me so much pride, joy, and hope. The theme for today's convening is love and democracy. And I certainly believe that we have seen love in action. I've been fortunate to work alongside Vote Run Lead for a number of years, and I've seen the leadership that Aaron and so many others have demonstrated that have encouraged and inspired women and girls to run for office. And we saw women and girls over the course of this election season talking about why they made the choice to courageously seek office. They talked about the love that they had for their communities, their families, and their country. We saw love in action as different organizations and individuals organize their communities to make sure that people exercise their right to vote, because we have a shared love for our democracy and we care about making sure that our democracy stays strong. Along with my colleagues at Justice for Migrant Women, we've spent a number of months, in fact, over a year, building a project specifically focused on rural civic engagement with women of color in rural America. Because we know that there are women in rural America who've been leading with love for many, many years, but we don't always win the positions in our community that would allow the entire community to see exactly how we are showing our leadership and showing up for our communities. And so together with groups like Vote Run Lead and a number of others, we set out to make sure that we help to amplify the leadership and the voices of rural women, including women like those who come from my community, the farm worker community. And so as we've done our work over the years, and specifically over this past year leading up to the 2020 presidential election, we spent time in our communities educating people about their rights, about their ability to vote, about where to vote and when to vote, and how they could best access information if they had questions about voting. All of our work is C3, which means we're nonpartisan. The work that we've done as a collective has really been focused on making sure that no matter what people believe or who they support, that they know that it's important for us all to exercise our right to vote and to otherwise become civically engaged, because that is how we make sure that our democracy stays healthy and strong. So certainly it was both love for one another, for our communities, for our families, for our workplaces, love for our country, that motivated many of us to continue showing up day after day, building power, helping people use their platforms to share messages about the things that they cared about and what was motivating them to turn out. And at the end of the day, we all did it because we care deeply about the well-being and the future of our country. My hats are off to the many women across our country who ran for office, whether it be for the school board or for some other local office or for a state position or for those women who ran for Congress. It was so amazing to see all of you rising up and talking about what you care about and how it is that you planned to use your leadership skills to the benefit of all of us. Thank you so much. You've been an inspiration to me. The other thing that's been so inspiring to me is just seeing how so many communities came together in solidarity to speak about the issues that we care about, to make sure that people could actually exercise the right to vote and that voters weren't disenfranchised in the process. This has been a particularly difficult year for so many of us because of the COVID crisis that we've all been living through. And there were a lot of questions and confusion around how to vote and where to vote and what was safe to do. And so many people took extra measures to make sure that people across our communities felt safe and had what they needed to be able to show up. All of that work, all of that organizing, and all of that effort was such an inspiration and so important for making our country strong, for making our democracy strong, and for making our future the bright future that it is. As I think about the way forward, I think it's important for us to continue to do the work to come together in our communities so that we can hear from one another, so we can learn from one another, and so that we can work together to ensure that we're addressing priorities and issues that impact us. This COVID crisis has laid bare the many inequities that exist in our society, and we have a lot of work to do to cure those. And we will be able to address those problems by working together, I'm sure of it. And so as I think about the future, I think about all the possibility that exists. Not only the possibility that exists because we will work to hold our elected officials accountable to make sure that they're doing work for our communities, for every single one of us in our community, no matter where we come from, what we look like, no matter what party we might support or what issues we might care about most. Our elected officials represent all of us, and we will do the work to make sure that that happens. But I'm also inspired and hopeful because I know that we will continue to do the work on the ground to build power, to make sure that people know that they too could run for office, that it's important for all of us to know that we can run for office or seek appointed positions. We have so much to offer in our communities, and all of our perspectives matter. And so no matter how it is that we choose to exercise our civic duty, whether it be by volunteering, seeking an appointment, or running for office, it all matters, and it all adds up. And it is through each and every one of those actions that I know our country will be better off because of the individuals who are putting forth all of those extra measures to make sure that we meet the needs of our communities and our country. I look forward to the opportunity to continuing to work with you. I look forward to the opportunity to continuing our work at Justice for Migrant Women and with all of our partners on our Rural Civic Engagement Project, not to mention the many other civic engagement efforts. And I certainly look forward to our continued partnership with Vote Run Lead. Thank you all so much. You are an inspiration. You give us hope, and you make us all so very proud. We look forward to seeing all the wonderful things that you will do. And we cannot give you enough thanks for standing up for what you believe in and for using your power to be part of the process of making sure that our democracy is and always will be strong. Thank you.